All right, ladies and gentlemen, I remain yours, Zakaria Micah, popularly known as Micah Dangata. And today at the Soldiers of Christ, we have a comrade, someone who is doing excellently well. He's from Kaduna State, but he has gone all over Nigeria and even beyond Nigeria in the area of advocating for good governance and advocacy for fairness. Today, by the special grace of God, we have Steven Kefas. Mr. Steven, you're welcome to Soldiers of Christ.
Thank you for having me.
How have you been, Mr. Steve?
Well, very well. God is helping us.
Oh my God. I can see you're doing well.
Sure, by the grace of God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Mr. Steve, what actually happened that the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasiru Elrufa'i, a few years ago, like you got into trouble that time? What actually happened?
Thank you for this question. It's a question that I've been getting lately. A lot of people are asking, what happened? Why did you go to prison?
All right. Okay, you went to prison?
Yeah, sure. So, we live in a country where speaking the truth is seen as a crime.
Oh, my God.
So, and for those of us who have vowed that we are going to speak the truth regardless of the consequences that come with it. So it means we're already prepared to be sacrificial lamb. So, and of course, the last 8 years before May 23, 2023, May 29, 2023, Elrufa'i was the governor of Kaduna State. And Kaduna State experienced one of the worst phase in its entire history. Especially in terms of human rights.
All right.
And I think in Nigeria, in the history of Nigeria, no governor has violated human rights like Elrufa'i did in 8 years. Yes. He arrested more people, he abducted more people, he persecuted and oppressed people, and he fought anyone who has views contrary to his
views.
So yeah, and of course he also supervised one of the greatest human suffering in the history of Kaduna State.
Oh my God.
In fact, since the Civil War, I don't think there was a time when citizens were murdered in cold blood in Kaduna, like it happened during
Elrufa'i.
Yes. Even the Sharia crisis was nothing compared to what Elrufa'i supervised as governor. So there were killings going on in the state, especially southern Kaduna, where I come from. And the mainstream media wasn't ready to tell the stories as they are. So some of us, even though we didn't have background in journalism,
not like now that there's a lot of social media influencers, so people are
so
good.
Then we are few that were ready to go all out.
To talk.
Stick our neck, yes. So where I was going to villages, taking pictures, writing on Facebook.
Oh, you were going that far?
Yeah. In fact, and I was living in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
So I would travel down to southern Kaduna. You take pictures, you write, you post that this is what was happening. So he was not happy. Like I said. My followers grew on Twitter and Facebook. So whatever I post tend to go viral. So he was not happy with that. So sometimes in May 2019, in his usual fashion, he sent plainclothes policemen to abduct me. I call it abduction because there was no warrant for arrest. So they kidnapped me, forcefully kidnapped me in Port Harcourt and brought me to Kaduna, where I was detained for 162 days.
162 days?
Absolutely. Yeah, the rest is history, as they say. I came out stronger, tougher, and began doing more than I was doing before I was arrested.
But that seems to have given you a better name, a bigger name, an influence.
Yes, of course, for the fact that you were kidnapped by a governor and kept behind bars for such a long time.
Yes.
It means I think I stayed the longest.
Yeah.
At a stretch. Luka Biniat was detained twice.
Luka Biniat was here also.
He was detained twice, but when you look at someone who stayed longer at a single stretch, I think I stayed longer for 162 days.
Oh my God. So how did you secure your release?
Well, of course, there are lawyers, there are advocacies, both within and outside the country. People were advocating the U.S. State Department in its 2019.
Like they came after they heard the news, or you were connected to them before
because a lot of people have been following my work.
All right.
Both within and outside
the country.
So I had some friends in the U.S. who we're working together sometimes. When I get some of this report, I share with them. So they took up the advocacy. So it was a known case within and most especially outside the country.
Wow, congratulations. I think you're fighting a good fight.
Thank you. Yeah,
yes,
thank you.
Yes. Now, I think the table has turned around. The same person that used to arrest people for speaking against his government is now being arrested for speaking against a government. Is now being arrested as we speak. He is currently with the EFCC. Now, are you happy?
Well, I wouldn't say I am happy. There's a popular saying that what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested on the content of the cases against him.
All right.
Has he committed offenses?
Okay.
If so, then he should be charged to court.
Are you aware of some of the cases, some of the allegations?
At the EFCC, there's a petition. Of course, the State House of Assembly had done a report, an investigation into his 8-year tenure. I was privileged to lay my hands on a copy of that.
Okay, copy of the report.
120-something pages report, which I studied word to word.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they are accusing him of so many corrupt practices and money laundering as well. Money laundering. So I think on that basis, that is why the EFCC are having him, questioning him and all that before they will eventually charge him to court. But there's also another case. The DSS have also filed charges against him, or the federal government has filed charges against him at the High Court in Abuja for his own admittance to have wiretapped or tapped into the phone conversation of the National Security Advisor. Now that is a serious crime offense, because it means our entire security
system
could be compromised.
Yes, it's already compromised. If really that's the truth.
Yeah. So those are some of the issues. And then I learned the ICPC also has another petition against him.
Oh my God.
So I believe he should not be persecuted.
Okay.
Even though he persecuted some of us. But as a Christian, a lover of God who believes in fairness.
Are you trying to tell me that you've forgiven him?
Oh, I forgave him before I left the prison. But I made a vow. I said I will continue to advocate that he is held accountable for his stewardship as governor of Kaduna State. And in fact, it was when I decided to forgive him that my release came.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I've not shared this before. Yes. While in prison, my stay kept increasing from 50 days to 70 to 60 to 80 to 90. It kept growing.
Yeah.
So, and then I had an encounter in the prison. A man of God preached a sermon.
All right.
He said, sometimes you have to let go of whatever that has happened for God to do a new thing. I think Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18.
Sure.
He said, remember you not the former things.
Yeah.
So when I read that scripture, that night I told myself, I said, wow, I think it's time to let go of the people I've kept in the prison of my heart.
Oh my God.
So, and 4 days later, it was on a Sunday, I made that decision. By Wednesday, I was released.
Oh my God, what a miracle. What a miracle.
So I forgave him long ago. People don't know. So
yes.
When you hear me said he should be prosecute, not persecute, it's because I feel there are things he has done that we deserve accountability.
Yeah.
His management of the security, where people don't know, thousands of people were killed under his leadership in Southern Kaduna.
Yes,
thousands.
Yes.
So I feel as governor, he had a commissioner of security. They should.
But the same commissioner of security was a Southern Kaduna person.
Yes.
And I think, was he actually doing something?
Samuel Aruna is one of the worst human beings to ever come from Southern Kaduna.
Why did you say so?
I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility.
Why did you say so?
Because as spokesman to the governor.
Okay, he was the spokesman to the governor, and he was actually from Southern Kaduna. Yeah, you're right. And he was the spokesman.
There was a time we found email exchange between him and Miati Allah.
Okay.
Yes, where he was writing press releases for Miati Allah, the same group that was being accused for the killings
of so many people.
He cannot deny this.
Oh my God.
I think I still have copies of those email exchange in my email.
Oh my God.
He was writing press releases for Miati Allah against his own people.
Against his people.
That was so. I think he
was
eventually rewarded. for such dirty work.
Yeah, with the commissioner
of security, because he has a background in mass comm from Kaduna Polytechnic. So
Yeah.
he's a journalist. So what does a journalist have to do with the internal security of a state where hundreds of people were being killed on daily basis?
Yes. I think that was a composition. Also.
Yes, and also to be used. And of course, he turned against our people. He said so many nasty things about me as a person. I remember when I was in prison, some group of pastors went to the government house and they brought up my issue. And he said if he has his way, he will lock my cell and throw the key into River Kaduna.
My God, what a betrayal.
Yeah, and I remember we've had confrontation in a group chat in 2016 where he told me that that I'm so obsessed with Nasiru Elrufa'i. And he had blocked me on Facebook in 2015 before the election.
Yeah.
Because I was warning people. I said, this guy is dangerous. If you make him a governor of a state that is as diverse as Kaduna State, then I mean, you should be ready for drama. So it was a prophecy of doom.
Oh my God.
It was a prophecy.
Oh my God.
I was prophesying the doom that was going to be
and it happened.
So Sam Aran blocked me on Facebook. He unblocked me, I think, last year or last upper year. Of course, there was no power again.
Of course.
He's now a normal citizen like me.
Yeah.
So I started seeing his posts again.
Yeah.
So, but I think he was used against our people. He knows that he was used.
He really
and
betrayed
when you
our
mention
people.
his name in Southern Kaduna today, I'm sure you get a very bad reactions from people.
Yeah. All right. Don't you think the arrest of Malam Nasiru Elrufa'i is more like a political witch hunting, looking at the fact that politics is fast approaching? Maybe he should have been arrested earlier than now. So what do you think about that? And lately, I think yesterday or when, there are some people that went in Abuja protesting for the release of Malam Nasiru Elrufa'i. So maybe summarize that.
The protest, let me begin with the protest at the National Assembly. The protest is actually for the live transmission.
No, not I am aware. People I saw online who actually protest.
You see, we forget so easily in this country. And well, people may call it political witch hunt or whatever it is, but this is what I believe. He who must go to equity must go with a clean
clean.
So if your hands are dirty, you can't go before equity, because the equity will use the sword of justice and strike you. So this is a man who, everything he accused this government of doing, he did it in Kaduna. The Southern Kaduna people were marginalized for 8 years.
You think he's guilty?
Of course. Look at the distribution of projects across the state in the last 8 years. Look at the utterances, the way he insulted our clergies. Bishop Bagobiri, a national and international figure, died. The government of Elrufa'i didn't issue any condolence statement.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
In fact, he was happy. We also found out an email exchange between Nasiru Elrufa'i and one Francis Damina. Yes, where they were celebrating the death of
Bagobiri.
And Francis Damina was a student at the seminary where Bagobiri was heading. So I think maybe Bagobiri saw the future and refused to ordain Francis a priest.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I think Francis still had that bitterness
in mind.
And we saw the email exchange between him and Elrufa'i.
Oh my
how
God.
How they were discussing and talking bad about Bagobiri. Even when Bagobiri died, we saw their exchange. I think I still have that in my mail too.
Oh God.
These things, you don't see it in public domain. But we have a circle that had this information before now. So, and of course, so Elrufa'i, what is happening to him now is not up to 1/10 of what he did in Kaduna.
Oh my God.
Is it the elders, the Adara elders he arrested and kept in prison for over 100 days without evidence? Eventually, the court said no evidence. They released them without compensation. Is it the Adara chief that he invited to a meeting in Kaduna? They set him up. He was abducted and murdered even when ransom was paid. Shortly after his murder, he went and balkanized his chiefdom, and you have an emirate established over Kajuru. These are crimes that, if properly investigated, Elrufa'i will have many years in prison.
In prison.
Yes. So I hear people say, oh, it's because of 2027. No, I don't think so. There's no time that is good enough to demand justice and accountability
than now.
Yes. Even God, our God being a God of justice, there are times he delays justice until the end. Then he...
At the most appropriate time.
Exactly. So I don't feel it is politics. No. Even if it is politics, are there ingredients in these petitions, in these allegations? And I think there are.
Is it proper for people to have protested for the release of Elrufa'i being in the EFCC custody?
Well, even the devil, Lucifer, when he was sent down from heaven, you remember he left with some angels.
Oh my God!
So, as bad as Lucifer was or is, he had his supporters. Adolf Hitler, as brutal as he was, he had supporters.
So you mean they are crime workers?
Idi Amin of Uganda,
as
bad as he was,
yes, that's
he
true.
had supporters.
That's true.
So I'm not surprised.
Okay. Elrufa'i uses his power to bring Malam Ubasani to power today, where he still succeeded in bringing the Muslim ticket, which we currently have here in Kaduna State. Now, what's your take about that?
Of course, Elrufa'i is a mischievous character. And he is the type that uses religion for
to get what he wants.
Yes. I don't think he prays 5 times as a devout Muslim.
So doesn't even care about the Islam or the religion. He's not even.
I don't think he's a faithful Islam. I don't even think he fasts. Maybe before the camera, you try to show that he's a Muslim, but he's not a Muslim. No good Muslim. In fact, good Muslims demand justice and fairness.
So what?
And he introduced the Muslim ticket in 2019 when he dropped Balabantes, a very good man,
very good
who
man.
He picked and rubbish.
May his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Yeah.
And there are many of them, like Professor Andrew Knock.
Oh my God.
Removed from the academia, used.
I even wonder why he
and destroyed. And those are some of 2 great Southern Kaduna men. What I'm saying is, he sowed the seed of discord in the politics of Kaduna State. Looking at how diverse Kaduna is, and his reasons were that the Southern Kaduna people didn't vote for him. They don't like him. So why should he even pick a Christian there as his running mate? So he picked the current...
Are you happy with the current government?
Well, in fact, you can't compare the current government.
What are your bases?
Trying to compare them is like comparing hellfire and paradise.
Are you trying to say this one is better?
Well,
that one is better.
The security challenges are still on, but to a large extent.
Compare the security challenges. Compare now and before.
No. Things are much better now. To be fair,
so? But a lot of pastors are being kidnapped.
To be sincere,
just recently 170, and you are one of the people who exposes
as
that.
A journalist,
who
has been to virtually every community in Southern Kaduna that has been attacked since 20.
We're not only talking about Southern Kaduna. There are other places.
I'm coming.
All right.
Since 2013, I've been in this thing. When last did you hear of an attack where a whole village was
wiped out
in Southern Kaduna?
Wow, that was quite.
Before 2023 May 29th, Zango Kataf was a place where human beings were being slaughtered almost on a daily basis. What about Jamaa, Godogodo, Goska, Ninte, Pasakori?
All those places.
All those places were hell. What about Chiku? Now, what we have now is kidnapping, which is also bad. But I understood from my research, I've discovered that I think the terrorists are changing tactics. They know when they carry out mass casualty attacks, it draws more attention to them.
Yeah.
So now what they do, they kidnap, keep them in captivity, get them to pay ransom, impoverish these communities. It's all evil, it's all bad. But I can tell you, under Nasiru Elrufa'i, the kidnapping was going on,
the killings were going on, mass killing,
communities were being displaced and occupied. But I can tell you, since May 29, 2023, in Zango Kataf, I know communities that initially people could not live there, but they are back to their villages. So I give kudos to both the federal and the state government. I don't know what they did, but I think to a large extent, we have to admit that things are a little bit better. We've seen Ubasani visit Southern Kaduna multiple times.
In the church, commissioning projects.
You saw our mothers in Southern Kaduna dancing when he visited, I think Zango Kataf recently. You don't get to see that during Elrufa'i. So even if he's faking it, but at least he has created an atmosphere where people feel.
And I saw it on the news today or yesterday that after 11 years, the Christian pilgrimage has resumed. Has resumed.
I think the state government is sponsoring 50 people. I saw in the news. Those are the issues. Am I in support of using taxpayers' money to send people on pilgrimage? No, because I mean, that is unconstitutional. Religion is not state affairs. Nigeria is a secular state. So whatever Christians or Muslims do should be their personal business, not the business of the state.
All right.
But
All right.
That's a discussion for another day.
All right, our viewers, we are together with Mr. Steven Kefas.
Thank you for watching MDTV.